Well, it's raining in the background and you can pick that up. I want to talk about my Rock Island and maybe have a controversial opinion about it. So let's hope the rain doesn't get too loud and I can share it. So this is one that I did some work to, rebuilt it a little bit. I'll attach some photos, but it's a love-hate relationship with this gun. I bought it, local gun shop, had one, put my hands on it and saw that it actually had a really nice barrel fit. But that was the only thing that was nice about it. I took it home, I tried to shoot it, it would not work. Well, it would go bang, but it had feeding and ejecting issues. Well, I knew, due to the fact that I wanted to shoot single stack anyway, and the fact that I wanted to get into modifying 1911s, that, you know what, I'll figure it out. And that was a mission that I set about. Well, the very first thing that I did attempt to remedy was the fact that the internals are metal injected molded. It's not to say MIM parts are bad. It's to say when something was originally designed to be a machined or a forged part and there's no extra room to make a MIM component larger, it's not a great option. Is it a good option for somebody that's maybe going to fire 500 rounds through their gun in the lifetime in which they own it? Yeah, that's fine. But a gun that you'll fire 500 times a weekend or a day, depending on what kind of match you're shooting, that's a different story. So, Nighthawk, at the point in time, they had their, well, they still do, their drop-in kits. And I bought one. Then I started having more issues, and it was not Nighthawk's drop-in kit's fault. I'll post a picture of it, but the way in which that Rock Island cuts their rear disconnector track is abysmal. They just machine out one side and leave just a sliver for the hammer to ride on. I'll attach photos of that later. The issue with it and the Nighthawk drop-in is that due to the fact that the Nighthawk is in a cage, the hammer is much thinner. So it was riding on the inside of the track and getting caught going back and forward. Ended up breaking off the sear face of that due to the gun. Now, afterwards, I was like, alright, well, that's obviously not going to work. I bought a cylinder and slide kit, and that's been great. After that, got ignition sorted out, I was still having failure to eject issues and failure to feed issues. There are Wilson Combat Elite Vickers Tactical magazines. I got those, and everyone says if you have a 9mm gun, the ETM mags are the way to go. Well, before then, I tried Trip Research mags, and they were hit and miss. Like, some mags work great, some were fine. So then I went to the Wilson mags, and those pretty much alleviated the issue, but that also showed me what the problem was. The magazine catch, the factory magazine catch, was cut too high, and my magazines were jamming into the bottom of the slide. So my magazine presentation height was too high, and that left enough leverage point that when the slide went forward, it would nose the projectile, the bullets down, and cause a feeding issue. Well, I bought another magazine catch from Wilson, fitted it, and then I lowered it, and that pretty much just went away finally. And then every once in a while, I was still having a full, not quite a feeding issue, but it was extractor related, and that was another MIM part I wanted to get rid of anyway. So, went back to Wilson and bought another bulletproof part. And then I played with this gun a little bit more. I finally got it where I wanted it. With that being said, I've spent a lot of time and a lot of hours in this gun. I like this gun. I love this gun. It's a great gun now. But it is not a great gun if you don't know how to fix these issues. And there is, I mean, it's got terrible slide to frame fit, which really is, if the barrel fits there, that does not matter. Like I said, that's the only reason I bought the gun. I fit a new bushing, but even here you can see, I don't know if it will focus or not, that the bushing is not in there concentric. It's in there lopsided. There's more material on one side of the slide than the other. It's not drilled straight. So this gun actually does not shoot straight like it should. Is that a problem? It's not enough for it to matter. Not enough. I mean, I can correct, it's got a rear adjustable sight. But it's not bad. I mean, I've dumped a lot of money into it. Would I recommend this if you were wanting to get into 1911s and wanted a decent one? Absolutely not. If you want a 1911 to beat up, to not give a shit about, buy one. But with that being said, there are other manufacturers from other countries, like this one, that make a better product. Like this gun, when I bought it, 2021 I believe, it cost me $636, tax and all. And I have spent less money on forged, framed, and slide guns that were stainless steel with machined internals than this one with MIM components. And I recommend that brand over this brand. But that's not to say that this is not a good gun. Now, how much money extra have I spent on it? Well, we all know the Nighthawk drop-in was $300, and that was a waste. Time, money, learning. Fair to say by now, I have at least $2,500 of work and time into this gun. Is it as nice as what a Dan Wesson specialist would have been? A Dan Wesson specialist would have been? Probably not. But it shoots. It works. I like it. And I took it down to Florida for a trip that I went. And my buddy Chris at Title II Manufacturing painted it for me. We painted it purple, as you could tell. And this gun is called the Purple Poon Pounder. You can tell why. But give us a second and we'll go shoot it some and see if you like it or don't. Oh, this has not seen any lube since I put it back together, and I guess it's going to need some. So maybe not. Maybe it was just being a fluke. But let me load up another mag. So maybe it might need some lube. Like I said, it's not been lubed since I put it back together. So who knows? But let's put some lube on it and let's see if she does a little bit better. Sure, you're like, well, what's your counter argument? What makes it that we believe you? I'm like, well, I don't know. I shoot guns poorly, I reckon. Was that fast? I doubt it. Maybe. You be the judge.